Hi guys, we're out here again at the two-gun action challenge match north of lovely Tucson, Arizona. We had a bunch of comments in our last match, which was the FG-42 against the M1 Garand. We had a bunch of people who said that we ought to do a match against the BAR. Now, pretty sure these people have kind of a wrong impression about the BAR. What they were thinking is that the FG-42 was originally a light machine gun capable of full auto fire. So is the BAR, therefore they ought to be roughly compatible guns. Not so much, huh? The problem is the BAR was a very early automatic rifle design. It's heavy as crap. It's what, 22 pounds?
I don't know, but
maybe 24
in the realm.
And it's a beast of a gun. The FG is much more suited to being an actual shoulder rifle. Really, this was a shoulder rifle that was also capable of being a machine gun. The BAR is a machine gun that's sort of capable of being a shoulder rifle if it has to be. So anyway, I'm hoping this will be my one chance to actually beat you at one of these matches. Karl is a significantly better shooter than I am, so if I can come anywhere close to beating him with the FG, it's really a statement about how much superior this gun is for this sort of application.
It's a strange world. You're running German guns and I'm running a BAR and a 1911, so I feel a little weird.
Out of our realms of comfort. I should say, like you said, he's got a 1911. I have a Walther P38 with my FG-42. This particular rifle, this FG is in 8mm, so a little bit more the original gun than the 308 we had last time. So, right, we're gonna get into the beginning of the match and see how it goes.
See?
All right, good luck.
Yep, you too.
Stand by. Let go. Let go.
Yeah, 1911. Two hit deep.
All right. Head. 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 Head.
Don't
do, right?
engage one
Yes,
of the
sir.
targets, Carlson.
Okay. Let go. Let go. Engage this one 4 times. Hit. 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 You got it. Hit. Hit. You got it. Everyone else.
Well, you just, but some guys exactly what you think you deliberately sabotaged their fire. Like 180 trap, like that.
High. Hit. 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 Hit.
We didn't get enough prizes for everyone.
Hit.
The POV
Hit.
it shakes the whole thing.
Hit. Hit.
Check this out.
Hit.
Doesn't do that.
Hit. 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 Hit.
One more, right?
Yes, sir. Too high. There you go.
Safety zone.
Oh, you were saying. That's a rifle too.
I was high.
180. One more. Keep going.
Better than what it had. All right. Last one, buddy. You got it.
All right, so the next stage is actually what we call our long range. It's really mid-range, out to 200 yards with prone positions. And at this point, I think I'm going to leverage my bipod. However, deciding to leverage the bipod is a preemptive choice, not one you do when you need it. I have my adjustment tool here, at which point I have to adjust the bar wing nuts. And you want them tight when it's down so that the bipod doesn't wobble around. Once you loosen it, it moves up, you have to find it, and it'll lock into a spot. Then you have to tighten it down with your tool, your adjustment tool. Then you do the other one. And now I have preemptively decided to use my BAR bipod, which you'll notice does spin 360 degrees.
Oops. Nice job. Hit. 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 Good job. Hit. 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 Nice job.
All right, so we are finally finished. Went through all 4 stages.
Yes.
For the first time ever in one of these matches, I believe I actually won.
I think you beat me by 14 seconds today.
About that,
Yeah.
which is a pretty slim margin, all things considered.
Close enough.
So I'm really impressed that I was able to pick that one. Like I mentioned at the beginning, you're by pretty much all measurements a better shooter. So the fact that I was able to beat you at all says it was entirely because of the gun. I know you have a few choice thoughts about the BAR.
Yeah, this is the first time I've really truly handled one, and I know there's an allure about this gun. You know, winning World War II, being the American, essentially squad automatic weapon, if you want to call it that, support rifle, and you know the 1911 as well. And so I finally get to shoot one of these, and my experiences with it, to be honest, are almost entirely wholly negative. It is a ton. This thing weighs so much, it's unbelievable. I don't know what the exact weight is. The balance is funny. Trying to shoot this thing offhand is horrific. The sights are standard 1903 type Springfield Fair, as in they are terrible for anything but match shooting. Yeah. They have no real combative practical purpose. If you use the fold down, the sight picture's terrible. If you flip it up, it could flip back down, and you've got this tiny peep and a little post. If you can acquire it, the bipod will spin when it's deployed 360 degrees. Sometimes when I went to bring a sight picture, the first thing I saw was the wing nut on the bipod, and I thought that was the front sight for a split moment, and then had to correct to find the sight picture.
Not helpful.
No, the magazine changes are a little awkward. The button is actually in the magazine, in the trigger guard, which by modern standards is horrendous. I don't know if it's an issue, but it's awkward.
Yeah.
Safety is awkward. If you happen to charge the gun while your cheek is on the gun, you eat the charging handle.
We had the one malfunction in it on that last stage.
One malfunction, this ejection port is quite small. I didn't have a tool with me, and I was not wearing gloves, which forced me to, if you watch the video, pretty much try to pull a hot piece of 30-06 brass while putting this in my waist and pulling the charging handle back to get to it. So a 3-position malfunction clearing drill. If I was to say anything benefit about it, first of all, we're using this like a rifle, not like an automatic support rifle. It's not an automatic rifle. This is a semi-auto. So, however, using this against that, this filled the same role. And this gun, I will say again, like I said before, I would use this against a modern gun. I believe the FG-42, with a little bit of tweaking, is as good as a modern rifle. It's better than many modern rifles. This,
well, that was obsolete.
I would say this was obsolete before World War II. If we were basing our victory in World War II on small arms, there's no way we would have lost. We won with material and other things, but it wasn't because of these rifles.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, by the 1920s, we had developed far better light automatic rifles or light machine guns. They had the 1924 was the Châtellerault, the Bren was in the early 30s. Mm-hmm. Even FN figured out how to make the BAR a much better rifle with a shorter quick detach barrel and much better ergonomic grip, but the US didn't want to spend the money to upgrade the guns.
No, yeah. Again, there's an American allure to it, and I get it, but if you're going to use it, it diminishes rapidly.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about the 1911, but...
So I should mention, we did also have the sort of mostly correct handguns to go with these. You had my Ballister Molina, which is basically a 1911 A1.
Yeah, it's really just missing the
grip safety.
The grip safety.
I wouldn't like to say missing. I think that's
fair enough. The grip safety has been
judiciously
removed.
Not installed.
Fair enough.
And then I had a Walther P38. Mm-hmm. We both had some trouble with the pistols.
I had 2 malfunctions that I'm aware of.
And I had a bunch of failures to go into battery.
You did?
They didn't slow me down that much.
This is, again, just like we've said about our match here, we're in the dirt.
Yep.
The bar malfunctioned after stage 3, where we're in the dirt and muck. The 1911 didn't, but it had other issues. But I think this match pulls out things out of the guns that you don't see in clean environments.
Yep.
For me, 1911, same stuff. I do not like safeties on my handguns. I prefer DASA or a now more Glockish trigger, but that's modern, of course. Sight picture is pretty horrific.
Yeah.
The P38 is greatly superior in that regard. And I just had a hard time with the grip angle. I'm just not, I've run in this match for years. The allure of these isn't there for me either. So the Garand lives up to the tradition.
Yeah.
These two, in my opinion, do not.
Well, the FG, we don't need to say a whole lot about it because it just worked like it usually does.
I'm not surprised. And if you hadn't beat me today, I would have been surprised.
Me too.
It's a great gun.
Yeah. The only issue I had with it was the sight picture. There were some times the rear aperture is fairly small and it limits the amount of light that gets through, and I had some issues, especially when I was shooting right hand and right eye, and I'm left-handed. I had some trouble there getting enough light through the aperture to get a good sight picture.
That's a good point. We did support side mandatory shooting today with an FG-42 and a BAR. So watch for that in the video. Yeah.
That was
I nearly
nasty
failed at
mistake.
the end of that. I got all the targets, but I went to go prone, or not prone, kneeling at the end because I was just running out of steam, and I couldn't get a sight picture. The sights on this are, if you've ever used a 1903 Springfield, they're that bad. It's like a pinhole.
Yeah.
I couldn't get a sight picture, so I had to go back to offhand to get a sight picture. Yeah.
Right, well, we would like to really thank SMG Guns again for sending us an 8mm FG-42 to play with. We love these things, they're awesome. You should get one. If you do, tell them you saw it at Forgotten Weapons. And in fact, they also sent us the BAR. They were, I'm assuming, hoping that their FG would beat the BAR, and it did, but not for lack of trying. So tune in again to Forgotten Weapons for some more cool vintage rifle matches.